Hello, and welcome back to Mindfully Rich Podcast, your weekly look at life and finances with a twist where we talk about improving your overall relationship with money and building better financial habits. On each episode, I'll discuss real life situations and give y'all practical advice. The point of this podcast is to help you stay in your financial lane and also enhance your financial behaviors so that you won't end up broke. I'm the creator and host, Richie. Now, let's get into today's episode. What's up, y'all? Today is my official 50th episode, although it's episode 51. It's my official 50th episode. And if you've been listening, you know that there was Blackout Tuesday, and so that wasn't a real episode. So it's showing that I have 50 episodes, but today is the real 50th episode, and it's also my anniversary episode as well. 1 year ago, March 10th, 2020, is when I started this podcast, and so I'm super excited about that, y'all. I am just proud of the consistency. If you've been listening to Mindfully Rich Podcast for a while, you know all I've been trying to do is stay consistent. Bring y'all a new episode week after week. That was my goal. That was my first goal. And this is the thing. I didn't know who was going to listen, right? I went through so much in my head when I was sitting there March 9th deciding if I was really going to move forward with this, because let me let y'all know, okay? This has been on my vision board for a while. This has also been in my prayer circle with my friends for a while, okay? So it's like when I finally made the move, that was March 9th when I recorded that episode and I put it out to the world on March 10th. It was something. That was a big step for me. And it's just like, I wanted to make sure that I discuss what that has looked like for me, how this year has gone. And that's all we talking about today. So check this out. If you was looking for the money stuff today, okay, it may be a little money stuff in the end to just get you inspired. But we're going to talk about this journey to 1 year, my Podcast-Versary or Podcast-Versary, whatever it is that you want to say, okay? It's my day, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get into it. So if you're new to Mindfully Rich Podcast, my name is Richie. Real name is Gina, but I go by Richie. It's a part of my last name. My legal first name begins with an E, so that's where I get the Richie from, okay? I just like it. And so I created this podcast a year ago, and my vision for this podcast was to be a real voice for people who wanted to hear about money topics, right? Because lots of people don't talk about money, okay? In my big girl job, I talk about money all the time. Now, of course, I'm pretty cool, okay? You can hear about money stuff from me because I make it digestible. And that's what I wanted this podcast to be, digestible for everyone to listen to, no matter what money topic I was talking about. And so I specialize in the area of personal finance. And so because I've been in the financial industry coming up on 15 years in November, I know a long time. Do y'all hear that? Okay. Expert up in the house. Okay. So because I've been in this industry for so long, and also I love media, right? I was on the radio for 5 years. I love being on air. I love having that voice. I have a voice that should be heard. And so because I knew that, that's why I started this podcast, so that way people can hear what it was I had to say about money and personal finances. Okay, and so since starting this podcast, y'all, I'm just going to go ahead and start dropping some stats. We got 51 episodes total, although one of them is only 3 minutes. It counts. I've had over, thousands of downloads. I'm not even going to go ahead and count it because I told myself I'm not going to look at the stats. That was something I told myself in the beginning. I'm not going to look at the stats because let me tell y'all this. If I were to look at the stats, like I look at them now, but I also realize that I don't care. I wouldn't care if it was just me, my friends, and my best friend in Houston, Reese, if it was just us just listening to the show. Okay, I wouldn't even care because I would have been fulfilling the dream that I told myself that I was going to do. I am living out this goal that I planned for, right? So I didn't care who listened. So I don't really check that, but just know thousands of downloads. Okay. So that's really cool. And also the listenership, y'all. My listenership, it spans over 67 countries. Did y'all hear me? That ain't counties. Okay. Countries, okay, with trees on it and on the end, okay? So I'm super excited about that. Nowhere in a million years did I think, oh my God, they'll be listening to me up in Germany. They'll be listening to me up in Alaska. Alaska people, I still see y'all, okay? Although Alaska not another country. I just had to throw them in there because Alaska be listening, okay? I don't know who I know over there, but hey, y'all, what's up? Okay. And so people be listening in different countries. And I'm just like, can they understand me? Like, I don't even know. Like, I just be like, really? And it's weekly, every single week, every single day. Like, it's so funny. Now I have more people listening because every single day I see that more people are, going back to the old episodes, and I get a chance to see the episodes that are getting listened to the most during the week. And it's just amazing. I'm a one-woman team over here. I write, edit, produce, do all of the things with these episodes. That's me up in here. Okay. And I do it all still on my podcast. I said my podcast, y'all. I do it on my iPhone. I record the podcast on my iPhone. Reason being is, for those of y'all that have been listening, I said these iPhones cost way too much. You finna work. Okay. Finna put you to work. I'm finna go ahead and get this $1,000 worth of this phone. Okay. Although I have a MacBook, I bought a MacBook so that I would be able to do my podcast editing and stuff like that. And it's great on MacBook, right? I recorded an episode, but I still did all of the editing on my look, why do I keep calling my iPhone my podcast? I still did all of the editing and producing on my iPhone because that's where I felt comfortable doing it. Right. And so because I'm a one-woman team, it's harder for me sometimes. And I have a big girl job, y'all. And I do stuff on the side. So it's like, it's hard sometimes for me to keep up with marketing the podcast, making sure I'm posting on social media, and still living regular life. And I have a young king and queen that I am raising. Okay. And so it's like, it's a lot. Okay. And I'm still waiting on, the Lord to, Lord, you know what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. So... So I only have so much time is what I'm trying to say. But regardless of all of that, I've still garnished so many listeners. I have over 200 subscribers over all of the streaming platforms, which I'm so grateful for. Podcasts are hard. It's not easy to get somebody to sit and listen through a podcast. Okay. And especially with these episodes being up to 30 minutes. I don't think I've had any that were up to an hour. I think I had one. Me and China's episode was almost an hour. Maybe not really. No, I think it was like 40 minutes maybe at the most. But I try to make sure that they're not an hour or so. Although I'll let y'all know, my favorite podcasts, they're over an hour. Okay, sometimes they're over 2 hours. I love me a good long podcast. That's me. But I know that everybody doesn't have a long attention span, especially talking about money topics. Okay. For the most part, if you're going through something, you really don't want to hear about the money topic at hand. Sometimes you just don't. So I'm just appreciative that y'all even sit through it and y'all just listen, re-listen. Okay. Thank you. I just appreciate it. And every single week I'm getting love from y'all. DMs. I get people who are reaching out to me on different platforms, just letting me know that they listening, telling me to keep going, encouraging me. Y'all just don't know. That makes me emotional. I'm just super excited that I'm still here a year later, right? And I started this podcast at the height of the pandemic, right? I had no clue what was about to happen. I just knew that I had this goal inside of my head of what I wanted to do, and I almost let some things stop me. And I wanted to talk to y'all about that today, about goals, period, right? So I've been wanting to do this podcast for years now, right? I want to say about at least 3 years now. And so finally started it last year. When I was about to start, I initially wasn't going to be the one who recorded the episodes, right? I had got with someone and I was going to have him do the podcast episodes, record them in, and he was going to actually video me, do all of the things, right? Make it all, pretty, put a bow on it, right? And then we were going into the pandemic, so we had to put an X on that. And so I was just like, so are you going to just not do this, or are you going to find a way and make a way, right? One of my favorite creators is Kev on Stage. And he talks about, if you want to get started, doing videos, do it on your phone. Get your camera. If you want to start making a podcast, do it in your memos or whatever sound system thing or whatever app you have to record it in. There are no excuses. And I had to tell myself, I can't use excuses. Okay. That's tools of the incompetent. Okay. That's something that I wasn't about to continue to do. If I wanted to do it, I had to at least start. I had to move my feet and get started. And that's what I vowed to do. I said, even if it ain't nothing, right? If it don't do well, I'm just going to make sure that I'm at least consistent. I told myself, let's stay consistent for 25 episodes. Got it. Let's stay consistent for 50 episodes. And now I'm here. After being here, it feels good. I understand why I'm doing this, which is going back to my original why. I wanted to be that voice, and I wanted to be that person that people can listen to hear the real on money topics. Get it digestible. So I am still doing that, and I'm staying dedicated to doing that. And so I wanted to just say to anybody out there, if you're listening and you have some type of goal that you want to do, we're the only ones that's stopping ourselves from doing that goal and accomplishing that goal. We talk ourselves out of it. We self-sabotage ourselves from not moving forward into the thing that can be so great in our lives, right? Since having this podcast, I have had so many people reach out to me, so many people reach out to me in the expert level of finances that I'm in because of my podcast, so I'm just, like I said, I'm just excited and I want this to continue. And next year, I see this being bigger, better, and even bolder, right? So I'm claiming it now. Okay. I want to come to y'all next year, March of 2022. I had to think about it like, what's next year? Okay, March of 2022 and tell y'all, I got over 1 million downloads now. Okay, I got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I done been on such and such radio station. I done been on such and such TV show, as their expert. I want to be able to just let y'all know just how good this path that I've created, what it's done and what it's bringing me. Okay, because that's what I ultimately want. I want to be recognized as the expert that I am on a bigger level. Okay, this podcast, of course, huge. Okay, anything that come after that is big. But this right here was my biggest step because it took a lot for me to take this one baby step into this. And I know everything else is going to come after that because I have stepped out on faith. And I've moved towards the thing that I said that I was going to do. I did procrastinate a while, but I finally stepped out and did it. And I love it here. And I'm going to keep taking those steps day by day just to see where it leads me. And I hope that y'all will do the same. And so once again, y'all, I just want to thank y'all. I got to take this time and just thank all of my supporters. I have to thank all of the people who have been, rooting me on since day one. Okay, these episodes, I don't know if y'all have seen any growth in the episodes. I have. Okay, and I've learned a lot. I have learned a lot when it comes to recording, what it is that I need to do, what I should talk about. And I have a new path that I would like to go on. I don't know exactly when that's going to start this year, but I have a new path and it's definitely coming soon. And it's something that I think that y'all gonna like. Still giving y'all what you want to hear, okay? But it's gonna be a new path. I'm getting into my Oprah bag with my new path, okay? So if anybody has ever watched Oprah's Super Soul Sunday, I'm thinking of something along those lines, okay? So just keep that with you. I ain't gonna tell you everything, but I'm thinking of something along those lines because I want to have guests now. I've did y'all 48 episodes by myself. Doing a podcast solo is not something that a lot of people can do. That just show you your girl like to talk. Okay. Lots of people can't sit up and just talk, but I also was on the radio and I remember how that was. And I did that. So I knew that this would be something that I can do, but I do want to bring guests on here because I do believe that there is value in having guests on. And I do believe that there's going to be information. There's some set of questions I done came up with y'all. Woo! Y'all just wait. It's going to be good. That's all I got to say. But thank you to all of my supporters. Thank you to, the tribe. I appreciate all of y'all. You want to know one reason why I love the podcast page? Okay, so my social media platform of choice is IG. The IG channel, I believe, has about 247 followers right now, right? You would have thought I got over 100,000 followers. I'm so excited because this is the thing. I know y'all are there because y'all heard it here, or someone saw my podcast stuff on my personal page and they wanted to be over there, because I wasn't making anybody go to that podcast page, because I've made it very clear. If you ain't rocking with me, if you ain't listening to the podcast, it ain't even no reason for you to even be over there. Okay, I want to know that it's real. And how I know it's real, those people over there, for the most part, I get the love. I post some things about what's going on podcast wise. Y'all own it. I get the love in the DM. I get the love in the stories. I get that love. So I appreciate that. And that's what I want. Okay. If I have 267 people and I know that they rocking with me versus me have all of these thousands of people following and they ain't really listening to the podcast, it's worth nothing. So I'll start small. I'm good with that. I'm good with building my audience, and I'm excited at where we're at. And I know that it's only going to get bigger. And so I just want to thank you to my tribe, my supporters. I thank y'all so much each week listening to this voice. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's been sharing the podcast, that's been promoting it for me, that's been talking about it. Like, you should listen to this. You should do this. Thank you. Okay? Because look, excuse me, just to let y'all know this is real. This isn't a COVID cough. I was talking too fast. And so it takes word of mouth, okay? I need y'all to spread the word. Spread it far and wide, okay? Far and wide, especially y'all with Alaska, okay? Y'all ain't gonna get over that. Alaska been rocking with me for a very long time. And if y'all been listening, you know I'm always shouting them out, because y'all wouldn't believe how many people listen over there, okay? I'm shocked. I'm still shocked, okay? I love it. So, once again, I just want to say thank you for rocking with me. Today is my 50th official episode, so I appreciate y'all listening if you're still here, because I've just been rambling on. Next week, I'll be back with another topic. I will say this. If you haven't been listening to the past, I want to say 5 episodes, I done been in my bag, y'all. I've been on some real... Y'all, I've been giving it to you, okay? So if you ain't been listening to them episodes, you just done missed out. So go ahead and go and check them out after you listen to this one. Don't forget, listen, share. Make sure if you're not following the podcast, and if you want to follow the podcast page, because just like I said, I ain't making nobody do nothing. I appreciate y'all. Only if you want to be over there, if you want to stay up to date with what's going on, okay? Go ahead and hit me up. I'm on IG at mindfully_rich_podcast. Also, I can't forget to talk about launching the savings challenge this year. That was also a success. Y'all don't know how many people reach out to me and let me know, I didn't save this. I fell off on week 3, or I fell off on week 6 and I did this, but I'm back and I'm doing this. Y'all don't know how much that warms my heart to know people are developing savings habits, okay? I didn't grow up saving. And so as a financial educator, as a person who loves to talk about money, as a person who loves to help people with their personal finances, as a person who cares about seeing other people succeed and build the wealth that they want to build in their life, it excites me to no end to know that y'all are saving. So please continue to share. Thank you so much for you. I thank you for even taking a step in your life to even begin saving. Okay, y'all don't know how much that means as well to me. So continue all of that. Make sure you're checking up on all of the amounts. They will be posted on the podcast page. So if you haven't been over there, you'll get a chance to see what the new chart looks like, because we are now in week 10. I believe it's week 10. Yep, we're in week 10. So make sure that you're going to the podcast page so you can see what those amounts are. And even if you haven't began saving, just jump in. Okay, there's a $5,000 path and there's a $2,500 path. And so if you're just now starting, just know you're not going to reach that total amount, but you will do something. So please make sure that you jump in. And so I'm not going to continue talking, y'all. Just wanted to let you know today is my day, 50th episode in the house. Okay. And so I just want y'all to live life mindfully, intentionally, and on purpose. And until next time, when I hit y'all with another one.